Okay, well thank God that's over. I just did my second set of everything and I'm just about spent, but now it's time for the sweet stretching. So I got a good little 5 to 8 minute little stretching routine for you, so we're going to get started. First thing you want to do is just lay on your back, pull both knees into your chest, letting your knees melt into your chest. It's a great low back stretch, and we're stretching. Deep breaths in, slow long exhalations out. Try to at least get an exhalation of about 4 to 5 and count to yourself. So deep breath in, great low back stretch. And with all the lunges and squats, I want to definitely stretch out my hamstrings, so we're going to use our little tube that we have. I want your leg up as straight as you can get it. Let your body relax, and you're just slowly pulling your leg in that direction to get a good stretch in the hamstring. Point your toes a little bit to the inside, and we'll get the tighter part, we'll get the lateral part of what's called your bicep femoris, which is just the outer part of your hamstring. And once again, deep breaths in, slow long exhalations out. Hold each stretch for about 20 to 30 seconds. If you notice a tighter side, hold the tighter side about an extra 10 to 15 seconds longer so you can help level the mat. Because I guarantee your body will have a tighter side and a not so tight side. It's really common to have differentials between the right and the left. And if it hurts behind your knee, bend your knee a little bit. Don't always think that this has to be straight out. Straight isn't always best. Some people have different attachments behind their knee, and you don't want to feel it behind your knee. You want to feel it in the belly of the muscle, which is right here. More in your mid-upper thigh, in the rear. Deep breaths in, slow breaths out. I'm also going to bend it in a little bit to get that little different feel. The bent knee will actually make it go a little higher into the butt cheek zone. I'm a little tighter here on this particular side, so get variations. The more you switch it up, the better. And once again, hold it for about 20 to 30 seconds. I'm a little tighter on this side, so you'll notice I'm going to hold it a little bit longer. Excellent. Next I'm going to do is I'm going to bend my knees, cross my right knee over the left, and I'm going to rotate off to the left. I want to make sure my right shoulder is staying on the ground. I want to make sure the rear of my shoulder stays in contact with the ground. If you can't hit the floor, only go as far as you can, and use your left hand to give a little support if it needs it. And don't feel bad if your knees can't rotate over to the ground. It's going to take some time to get there. I've been doing this for a long time. And just deep breaths in, slow breaths out. Now what we're going to do is I want you to rotate to the other side too. Don't change up your legs yet. Just let the weight of the top leg gently push down on the bottom leg, and make sure both shoulders stay on the ground again. That's the key. Alright, do for one side, I gotta do for the other. So now it's left knee over right knee, and we just fall off to the side. Now I keep that opposite shoulder, in this case my left shoulder, keep it attached to the ground. I'm using my right hand to get a little push down. Excuse all the background noise. A little crazy out here in the city. And we're going to reverse and go to the opposite side as well. Keeping my right shoulder down this time. Once again, just holding it for about 20 to 30 seconds. I'm not crazy tight here, so I'm not going to hold for too long. Good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep our knees bent. I'm going to cross my right ankle onto my left knee. And I'm going to pull my left knee into my chest. A little bit more on the side so you can see a little bit better. And as I pull in, I'm stretching my right butt cheek. As you can tell, my puppy always likes to get in the way. And if you have small kids, you probably understand what it's like to try to work out. Especially with a little puppy or small kids, it can get a little bit irritating. And she's going to get a little bit of a pain in the butt. But you can work out even with distractions. And I know a lot of people like to skimp on their stretching, but stretching is by far the best way to make sure, first off, make sure you're not crippled the next day, and also prevent muscle and joint soreness. Promotes recovery, prevents injury, so it's a wonderful way to end a workout. It's almost a must. And my puppy Lucy is not quite going along with this process. Let me put her over here. And you want to feel this one in your left butt cheek. It's kind of your lower hamstring, butt cheek. If you can't reach, sometimes reaching between your legs is a little difficult. Use a towel, or you can use your tube, wrap it around your leg, and you can help pull in. You can also have your foot on the wall. So you're here, you put your foot on the wall, and you can pull in. So it doesn't have to be you doing it all by yourself. It's nice to be able to actually relax. So sometimes having your foot on the wall can be a really helpful way to relax a little bit. So the next one I want you to do, let me get the little dog out of the way, is I want you to be kneeling. We're going to stretch our hip flexors, and I'm going to use our pillow too, so I don't kill my knee. So I have a little pillow. I'm going to be in a lunge type position. This is for my hip flexor, muscle in the front of my hip and the thigh. Body up nice and straight, shoulders over hips. I want your butt cheeks to squeeze tight together. You're going to lean forward. And as you lean forward, you're going to feel it throughout the left front of your hip and thigh. Squeezing your cheeks flattens out your low back and puts your hip flexor in a much better position to be stretched. You can also rotate your bottom foot. If you rotate that foot to the outside, another way of help isolating the hip flexor. Just make sure you don't arch your back, because the more you arch your back, the more you take away from the stretch, and you also fire up your low back musculature. Good, and we're going to switch. Body up straight, shoulders over hips, butt cheeks tight, bottom foot rotated to the outside, and use a little support. I don't want you to have to balance here, because the more you have to balance, the more you have to worry about stabilizing, and then you can't really relax and get a good true stretch. This side's a little tighter for me, so I'm going to hold it a little bit longer. Like I mentioned before, a tighter side, hold it a little bit longer. And you'll know right away which side is tighter, because you'll definitely feel a distinct difference. Excellent, good. And while we're here, I'm also going to get a great little forearm stretch. And because a lot of us are on our keyboards or computers all day long, and nowadays texting on our phones, is you want to stretch your forearms. And get my little dog out of the way here. But you want to go straight down. You're pushing your palms into the floor, and if you want to feel more intense, you can just lean back a little bit, but make sure your palms are straight down into the floor. You don't want to feel any space between your palm and the floor. If you want to get a little bit more intense, you can do one at a time, but to save time, I'm going to do both. And like I said, after a day of, my dog doesn't like to, she sure does like to get in the way. And we're going to hold these for about 20 to 30 seconds, just like always. And what we're going to do is we're going to come on out. I'm going to get the other part of my forearms. One other thing that gets really irritating, especially when you're typing all day, is you want to make a fist, point your knuckles down to the ground, and just really help bend that wrist and turn it a little bit to the outside. Great way of getting what's called your wrist extensors, all the muscles on the top. And that little down and that little rotation out to the side, you get a lot better isolation. So we're going to hold these for about 20 seconds. Because I also golf a lot, and if you play golf or tennis or any other kind of racket sport, these really commonly get injured. So it's a really key area to do if you're into sports and athletics, especially a racket sport or a club sport, such as golf. Hold these for about 20 to 30 seconds. Also going to do a quadricep stretch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a wall once again because I don't want to fall over and kill myself. I'm going to grab my heel of my butt, and this is a classic exercise that a lot of people mutilate a little bit. So what we want to do, body up straight, knees straight down to the ground, butt cheeks are tight, squeezing the cheeks tight. Once again, lift your pelvis up to get a better stretch in the front of the thigh, and pull your heel to your butt. If you can't reach, put your foot on the back of the chair. You can use your tubing and pull it up as well. So use the tools you have at hand. You can use the back of a chair, a bed, whatever is a good height for you. Here I can grab a little bit, but if you notice you're killing yourself to grab your leg, put your leg on something and use your tube to help lasso it up. It's an easier way to get to isolation without putting strain on your back or your knee. My little dog is starting to eat up the pillow, which, as you can tell, she's a little bit of a menace. Body up straight, shoulders over chest, butt cheeks squeezed tight together. We pull back. Gonna hold for 20 seconds. I was a little tighter on the right side, which most of you will notice you're gonna be a little tighter on the right side. The side that's not so tight, 20 seconds. The side that's tight, 30 seconds. Now I do have another area. I want to get my chest now, so I want to get my neck. So for chest, we're just going to use a door frame. Here I got a little ledge right here, so I'm going to lean straight forward, and then I want to rotate away, getting all the pectoral, front of my shoulder and chest. I did some good punch presses, which hits the area, and also when we get a little rounded sitting at our desk all day, these muscles commonly get really, really tight. So remember, you're leaning forward and just rotate to the outside. Don't push too hard, don't rotate too hard. Do the mere fact this is a really shallow joint, so you want to be protective and safe and not overdo it. You can easily over push this and cause a little strain. So remember, good tension, not pain. And remember to breathe. That's half the battle. It's taking deep breaths in, slow, long exhalations out. That's the key. We're going to do that. And I'll just come on over here. Same thing. I'm going straight forward, do a little rotation out to the side. I'm just using a door frame. It can be a wall. It doesn't have to be high tech. It can be anything. You do it in your desk whenever you need to. This is something that after about 3 or 4 hours at a desk, believe me, these muscles get really, really tight. And the next ones I'm going to show you for your neck will be great ones to do at your desk as well. Okay. Keeping up with the breaths. Chest is up. I want you to grab your hands behind your back or put your hands in your pocket, whichever you can do that's most comfortable. I can grab my hands, so it's not a big deal, but like I said, if you have to have your hands in your pockets as deep as they can, that works as well. Chest up, shoulder blades back, and just right ear, right shoulder. If you want a little support, you can use your free hand to push a little bit. But once again, it's a pretty shallow joint, pretty gentle joint I like to call it, because you can easily overdo your neck. So just focus on the opposite shoulder staying glued down. So reach your left hand to the floor, right arm down, chest up, chin tucked in, straight off to the side first. Use your free hand for gentle pressure. Remember, your right hand is reaching down straight to the floor. You only need to hold the stretches for about 10 to 20 seconds, but in the beginning you want to hold for about 20 to 30 to allow your body to loosen up a little bit. In the beginning it's going to be a little bit tougher, your body's going to revolt a little bit, so just hold one a little bit stretcher, hold the stretches a little bit longer, and I'm just going to do one more. I want your arm up over your head. I'm going to reach my back so you can see where I'm reaching, and then I want to rotate and just let the head drop on down as well. Once again, targeting the levator scapula. Common areas for tension, reaching up and over, reaching for the opposite top of the shoulder blade, get a little rotation mixed in, and then just let it drop down so you're looking into the opposite pocket once again. Okay, and that should be enough to keep you going. It's a great strength routine. Do the strength exercises, do everything once, and then do it again. If you're feeling pretty studly, try it 3 times, but 2 should be ample. And if you're really cut for time, just do it once, because it hit every major muscle group, upper and lower body and core. So if you have time, do 2, and if you're feeling really studly, need to rest it, do it 3 times. Try to do it 2 to 3 times for the week. And these are great for at home. They're great for when you're traveling. All you need is a tube and a tubing anchor, and you're pretty good to go. So there shouldn't really need to be a lot of time, effort in these stretches. You can do post the workout if you want to do them pre and post. If you're just starting, that's okay. So you're going to prevent injury and also warm up your muscles at the same time. But once you do it for a few weeks, you can just do it after. A great static stretch, which is what we just did, after is a great way to end a workout so you can promote recovery, prevent injury, and also enhance your ability to get going for the next time you do this. But make sure when you do these strength workouts to give yourself 1 to 2 days of rest in between so you don't overtrain. So if you have any problems and if some of these cause joint pain, use common sense. Stop, for gosh sakes. There's always another way to manipulate it. Some of these were higher intensity, so if you have to make them lower intensity, that's fine. Do what works best for your body, and if you need help with specific exercises, just let me know and I'll be more than happy to give you a substitution for one of these exercises. So get the workouts in. There's no excuse if you're on traveling or at home. This whole equipment setup should have only cost you maybe $15, $20 at best. You can get all this at Dick's, Walmart, Target. They're pretty much everywhere, to tell you the truth. You can get a medium and a harder fitness tube, and the tubing anchors you can get anywhere nowadays. So you can get them online, like I said, about $15 or $20 should be all you need to spend. So if you have any questions, drop me an email at kevinhensel@fitlifeinc.com, and always you can visit our website at cherryhilltrainer.com. Good luck with your exercises, and let me know if you have any questions. Take care.